This year it's very, very exciting because of the World Expo, so it's one of the wonderful times to be here. As Henri said, networking is one of our key pillars of the company, and what we're trying to do is really change the way the networks operate. You saw in the video some of the very exciting future for networking, and I'd like to talk to you today about what is really driving that change in the networking business. So if you really look at what's driving the world, the number of devices that you see are really changing. In the 90s, there were hundreds of millions of devices and PCs. In the 2000s, it was about billions of devices in the smartphones. When you go into the next 5 to 10 years, you will really see tens of billions of devices. And this is really coming from the fact that each one of us carries so many different devices today. It's becoming a fact of life. And what that means is that completely changes the way the network needs to operate. Much of what we're doing is working with key customers in all of the global regions to really look at how do we change the network. And with the data traffic increasing as fast as it is, we're also changing from voice-dominated in terms of phone calls to really data-dominated. We need data everywhere. We need data everywhere, anytime, any place, in any format, and that is what we've come to expect. What that means, though, for our customers and our customers' customers is really that the infrastructure must change. Because we cannot spend at a very, very high amount to get that data. We need to have innovation in the technology to do that. And what we're actually trying to do is reduce the cost of the network. So the cost of each megabit per second that we can deliver needs to come down as the internet data traffic goes up. So if you think about how can we do that, there's really a very, very fundamental principle in semiconductors. We're all very familiar with Moore's Law, and that's the idea that the performance capability can double every 18 to 24 months. But the fact of the matter is that IP traffic, and especially mobile IP traffic, is increasing at a much faster rate. Actually, in the current view, it's increasing 100% every year for the next 5 years. So to really catch up with that, we need to have new devices and new technology to incorporate that. And that is really where we are with our semiconductor technology, introducing multi-core technology. So let me give you an example of how this works. When you look at the wireless world today, the wireless world is changing faster than ever. And if you think about maybe 5 years ago, in your home, you had very fast access to your network in fixed networks, either through Ethernet or wired capability. However, on your mobile connection, your access to data was very limited. What's happening is there's really a convergence of fixed and mobile data capability. And that convergence is coming with much, much more advanced networks, such as 3G and 3G+. Here in China, the build-out for TD-SCDMA is one of the most advanced networks that is being built. But we also see a convergence happening over the next several years with the advent of LTE, or 4G technology. And that really will give you access to data anytime in a mobile format, and so there is no choice that you have to make. To make LTE successful is one of the biggest challenges of the networking infrastructure world today, and we believe that multi-core technology is absolutely essential. Here at Freescale, we have solutions view of how we do this. So it's not just one piece of the pie, but it is really all of the solutions that are there. We were the first to introduce a 6-core multi-core DSP, the 8156 DSP. Together with our multi-core technology, we're able to deliver one of the most efficient wireless networks for LTE in the world. Some of the example benefits, and you remember Henri said 1 watt is 1 watt too many. That is absolutely our view. And when we look at technology and where technology is going into the future, we must use the power of silicon technology to get more performance, reduce power, as well as to improve cost. And so multi-core benefits from one generation to the next generation can give you up to a 50% reduction in power and a significant reduction in component costs as well, based on Freescale technology. We've introduced a number of new products, and these are introduced the next generation power architecture core technology. This is one of the most advanced cores available today that will take us with up to 2.5 gigahertz capability with 64-bit data addressing, which gives you a lot of performance capability for the network infrastructure. We've also introduced several new products in this family. So the Freescale networking capability has one of the most scalable capabilities, going from the very low end to the very high end with the same programming model. So we've introduced our high-end families, the P5 and P3 family, that are some of the first implementations of this network infrastructure capability with 64 bits. We also have, on the low end, here today in China, we're introducing our first quad-core device in the low-end P2 family that will enable us to get exceptional cost, performance, power capability in the network, as well as some single and dual-core devices. So I think the message, and we'll have many technical discussions over the next 2 days, is really, if there is some capability in the embedded processing world, Freescale has the most complete portfolio to scale across that capability. Now, it is always challenging for us to demonstrate performance of a network because you cannot see a base station. But we today wanted to show you some examples of where networking performance makes all the difference. And we've chosen an application that's a little bit fun, where you can see milliseconds can make a difference, and this can be a situation of life or death, not in the real world, but in the gaming world. So I'd like to invite Michael House, the CEO of Bigfoot Networks, up to the stage to do a demonstration with me. Michael, welcome to Shanhai.
Thanks so much for inviting me. It's lovely here.
So tell us a little bit about Bigfoot Networks.
Sure. Well, Bigfoot Networks is a leading supplier of hardware and software solutions for the online gaming market. The online gaming market is huge. So there's 400 million worldwide gamers. 24 million of those worldwide gamers play games more than 40 hours a week. And on top of that, they spend approximately $24 billion a year just in peripheral hardware. That's networking, like Wi-Fi, keyboards, mice, and other peripherals. So they play to win, and they pay to win. Now, I have a really great statistic for you, because I was doing some research before I came here. And that's here in China. So those numbers I gave you, that's everywhere else except for China. Let me give you the China numbers. So in China, there's 400 million internet consumers. 2/3 of those internet consumers play online games. A huge number. Last year, just in software subscriptions and virtual goods sales alone, they spent $3 billion US on virtual goods and software subscriptions here. So I think it's close to 19 billion RMB, right? So a huge number. And it's growing at well over 25% a year just here in China. So that's why we're so thrilled to be here. It's a big opportunity for us to be here in China.
Great.
So one of the key things that Bigfoot has recognized is that network performance is critical for winning in online gameplay. So concepts that we're all accustomed to in the networking business, latency, jitter, are really important in this market, because getting packets from the device to the server means that your bullet packet might get to that server faster, which means you're going to win every single time. So these are concepts that online games are starting to understand, and it's something that's very critical to consumers. So we designed this product called the brand Killer Nick. That is a network interface card. Now remember the network interface card of old? This is kind of your grandfather's network interface card. Well, this is kind of your badass brother's network interface card.
Or sister.
That's right. So I'm going to show you this little bad boy. This is how it's packaged. This is a gaming product, so it does have the appropriate package. But here it is. This is the Bigfoot Networks Killer 2100. This is the fastest network interface card on the planet. It's up to 10 times faster than your own network interface card. It goes into gaming PCs worldwide. It's powered by a combination of our technology and Freescale technology. So our technology is called the Game Networking DNA. It's a combination of software applications and algorithms that optimize for packet flow of very small packets which drive these games. in addition to the Freescale Acrofan 2 Pro processor. So this is definitely kind of a very cool little product. It's done quite well across the world.
Very nice.
Here launching this in China and with distributors. Want to give it a run?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's give it a try.
Great. So this is Wayne Dunlap, our Vice President of Engineering. He'll be here to give us a demo.
Hi, Wayne.
Hi, Lisa.
Show us what you have.
So what we have here is the Killer Network Manager. This is the brains of the Killer 2100, and it enables users to want to configure their system so that their game traffic is the highest priority stuff. Our Killer Network Manager automatically determines what's games and what's not. And then it creates a list of all the applications you have running on your machine that use the network. And it also prioritizes all those, BitTorrents low, games high. And it allows users to go through and change the amount of bandwidth available to any particular application or the priority of any application to further customize their online gaming experience. All this technology allows users to win, as you'll see in the video we brought to show the problems of gaming and how the Killer Network Manager solves them.
Network lag and latency wreak havoc in today's new generation of online games and applications. Here, in a series of side-by-side videos, we'll show you how Bigfoot networks using Freescale technology help combat these common forms of lag. Teleporting occurs when network lag causes a character to appear in one place and then jump magically to another. In this example, we have the Killer 2100 on the left-hand side running smoothly. But on the right-hand side, with a standard network controller, you see the character appear one place and then magically jumps to another. Rubber banding occurs when a character is moving in one direction, usually forward, and appears to get pulled back as though tethered to a rubber band. Slow updates occur when the PC network simply cannot keep up with the amount of game traffic. In this example, on the left-hand side, the Killer 2100, the two characters are running smoothly together. But on the right-hand side, with the standard network controller, the two characters are nowhere near each other. This is obviously not correct, and it's very critical in games where you need to know where your opponents and your friends are. Bigfoot Network's Killer 2100, utilizing Freescale technology, helps combat these common forms of lag.
So we also have a demonstration here of exactly how much a difference the Killer NIC makes. What we have here is a fire-breathing gaming rig on the left, running a standard gaming benchmark, just drawing graphics and sending packets back to this machine and receiving them. So they're just getting looped back, they're pinging them back and forth. And what you see here on the top, you see the black graph of how long it takes that packet on the standard onboard NIC to get out and back. And the red line, you see our PowerQuick solution and how fast it can send packets back and forth. And what you see is, it is about 10 times faster, and on top of that, significantly less lag. And in this particular case, it was just over 10 times faster than the onboard NIC. But that's not all. What we've done is, with the help of Freescale, we were able to take our PowerQuick 2 solution and port it to the P1011 Core IQ processor. With their help, from nothing, we had a board and our software running in less than 30 days. And that is a testament not only to how easy the technology is to port, but to how much help and support we were able to get from Freescale to make our products successful.
Wayne, this is fantastic. I can see that a lot of people are going to have a lot of fun with this.
Thank you.
Michael, Wayne, thank you so much. I think we're going to be giving a few of these away over the course of the next 2 days. So look for the Killer platform. Thank you very much. consumer segment, because there's just a multitude of new devices. And once again, hopefully you saw a little bit in our video about where we think the worlds of consumers are going next. If you think about it, we have devices now everywhere in our life. Each of us probably carries half a dozen, maybe a dozen different devices that give us some access to content. And we use these each day in our work, in our home life, as well as in our leisure activities. Probably one of the most important things to remember about what's going on is really that the adoption rate of the mobile internet is faster than any other technology. Just think about how many devices that we have and how fast it has come up. By 2014, we expect that more people will have access to the web through a mobile device than through a typical PC. And that really says a lot about the types of different devices that come about. We started with, let's call it, smart data-enabled phones. And many of us use this in our work life to enable secure email access and the capability of phone and calendar, sort of an integrated PDA and phone. As we move to the next generation smartphones that we see today, these devices are now very different. And the user interface and the wide variety of applications that you can access from today's smartphones are better than just the ones that we could get 1 year ago or 2 years ago. We have things like access, in addition to email and phone content, application-aware devices, as well as all of our needs in terms of our personal multimedia capability are available in today's devices. And as we move forward, we look at even more emerging capability. So 2 years ago, e-readers were not extremely popular. You never saw them when you walked around. Today, if you are on an airplane, practically many people have e-reader devices. This is one of the fastest adoption rates of a consumer device that we have seen most recently. And it's really because, once again, the technology has caught up. So we have the ability to access our online books, newspapers, blogs, any type of content in a device that not only is small and nice form factor, but it also has a battery life of more than a month. And that is what really makes this device special. As we go forward, we see even more innovation in this area. It's kind of one of the most interesting things in coming to China is I believe that things change every single month. Maybe they change every day. But for us, it feels like it changes very quickly. With the launch of the Apple iPad earlier this year, the tablet form factor is now the hottest form factor out there. And there are hundreds of tablets being built all over the world, and particularly here in Asia Pacific. Tablets combine the capability of PCs in a much more user-friendly format. And one of the tablets that is available today at the Freescale Technology Forum is really a new tablet from a company called Ozing. This is based here in China. It was announced in Beijing actually just earlier last month and will be available for sale this year. That basically is a tablet that uses Freescale technology, our i.MX application processor, our power management device, and some audio decoders that really has all of the capability you need in a PC, but it also has handwriting capability, handwriting recognition capability, and other things to really make your experience with these devices very different. So please come take a look at some of the tablet devices in our tech lab. Now, whatever your application is, Freescale really looks to have a solution view to how we approach this. So in the consumer world, our flagship processors are called the i.MX family. And this family is really optimized for the best performance, power, cost capability for consumer devices. This is based off of the ARM platform, and it is running with performance capabilities up to over 1 gigahertz, but also at very good standby power or battery lifetime. And very importantly, it also supports all open operating systems. And so we have the processing power, display power, as well as the capability of software integration. We also have power management devices that marry with our i.MX family so that we have a good solution capability, especially for optimizing the power in these devices, as well as sensor technology. You're going to be hearing about some of our sensor technology later today. terms of how you can really innovate in the user experience for interacting with devices. So together with all of this hardware, the silicon platforms are very important. And I would say here at Freescale, we're probably investing more in software over the past several years and the next several years than we are in hardware, because that is key for time to market. The robust software environment is really one of the key things, as well as ensuring that we have an open ecosystem. And one of the steps that we took earlier this year is, together with ARM and several of the leading industry partners, we've invested in the Linaro Alliance, which is really there to create an open ecosystem for consumer capability around Linux. And it's the idea that we want to improve time to market in this very, very competitive area, in the consumer area. And this is one way that we can ensure that that ecosystem is built very, very quickly. So, as I said, China is the forefront, really, of a lot of the innovation that's happening here. And in the consumer adoption cycle, one of the most exciting areas is in the e-readers. Today, what we would like to do is introduce some technology from the leading Chinese e-reader company called Hanwang. Please join me in welcoming the Vice General Manager of Hanwang Technology, Ms. Zhang Xiaoshui, to the stage to talk about Hanwang's technology.
首先，请允许我代表汉王科技以及董事长刘英健先生预祝本次 FTF 圆满成功。汉王科技作为中国 IT 界的知名品牌，长期以来致力于智能模式行为技术的开发与应用。从2008年进入电子纸阅读器市场，那么一跃成为了国内在该领域的领导品牌，同时在全球市场上跻身3甲。今天呢，我为大家展示的是我们即将面世的新一代高端电子书产品。它采用的是8英寸的电子纸显示屏，分辨率达到了1024×768，整机的厚度只有10.2 mm， 重量不足450克。内置的是 WiFi 的模块，可以通过无线网络访问我们的 Keynote Store 汉王书城，可以下载上万本的图书以及当天数十份的新鲜报纸。在这里要特别展示一下我们手中的这支笔，那么它采用的是汉王独有的手写电子版的专利技术，它可以实现在电子纸上精确的点选以及笔记绘制的功能，那么而完全不会影响到电子纸的透光率和显示效果。那么这也是汉王进入这个领域的动因，以及我们保持持续核心竞争力的关键。其实，就像在 PC 处理器领域 ，Intel 始终宣扬要为 PC 提供一颗强健的心。同样，在嵌入式终端的领域，汉王科技也要为电子书能够确保它有卓越的性能以及完美的用户体验，我们也会为它选择一颗强健的心。那么这款产品呢，现在内置的就是 Freescale i.MX 515处理器。它结合的是800兆赫兹 Cortex A8 CPU 以及 L2 Cache Memory， 使整机的性能效果会更好，速度更快。其实我们在设计和定义产品的时候，始终要铭刻于心的一条定律，那就是产品不是我们能够提供什么，而是用户需要什么。在汉王，我们董事长刘英健先生始终强调的一条产品的理念，就是用户是汉王的导师。这就意味着，我们在需要根据用户的需求去选择一颗合适的 CPU。那么主要基于以下的几个方面，首先显示效果。那么我们知道，大尺寸的电子纸以及较高的分辨率呢，它对于 CPU 的要求是很高的。那么再有第二点呢，在于功耗。我们知道电子纸由于它特殊的显示效果，使它对于 CPU 的这个性能要求也很高。那么它本身的一个特点就在于它的低功耗。那么 MX 515呢，它提供的是 DVFS 的动态电压频率调整技术，那么会使在功耗管理方面呢更显优势了。第三一点在于 FTF， 为什么要特别提出 因为我们这款产品它的目标的用户群定位的是无纸化办公的高端商务人群，因此呢，它对于 PDF 的解析、显示效果就尤为关键了。所以说，我们这款产品，这个 CPU 它的高主屏浮点点的功能呢，能够使 PDF 在打开、在解析、在显示的时候呢，会速度的更快。那么第四一点在于手写，我刚刚提到的我们的手写的功能。那么这款产品可以支持手写的输入、手写的识别。那么高主屏 CPU 呢，它会能够使笔记的跟随的效果会更好。那么第五一点呢，在于扩展性。那么 Adobe 451，它在资源配置方面呢会更有优势，扩展性会更强。比如说 USB 后置2.0，那么后续上支持我们自己的汉王的扫描笔这样的外设呢，能够支持很好的友好的记录。那么至于以上特性呢，相信在座各位能够感受得到，未来这款产品呢将会成为汉王的旗舰产品。我也相信，其实任何一件伟大的科技产品的诞生呢，都来源于高端技术的整合以及合作伙伴的密切配合。那么在这此呢，要特别感谢在项目开发过程当中 Freescale 团队为我们提供的专业、及时的技术支持和服务。我也相信呢，未来我们携起手来，会推出更多更好的新的产品。那么在建筑终端领域呢，我会为整个产业的腾飞做出贡献。谢谢。
Thank you so much for the excellent presentation. Isn't it wonderful? That is very exciting to see the new technology. Very, very exciting. So, as we move to the next part of our presentation, I would like to invite my colleague, Tom Dietrich, to come on stage to talk about some of the very, very exciting innovations that we're doing in the sensor area, which is one of the key areas for the consumer market.